I adjusted my scarf in the car's rearview mirror, studying my breath before stepping out. I'm Lena Harper, a woman tethered to tradition, even when it choked me. Tonight was the monthly dinner at my husband James's family homia ritual. It learned to grit through. Clutching a dish of cornbread, it baked to my mother-in-law, Margaret's exact standards. I plastered on a smile and walked up the steps. Inside, the house buzzed with voices, the air thick with fried chicken and greens. James had arrived ahead of me, as always, never waiting. I spotted him across the room, laughing with his brother Paul, his eyes sliding past me like I was air. The sting hit hard, but I buried if this wasn't the place to unravel. In the kitchen, I set down the cornbread, and Margaret's gaze raked over me. You should dress sharper, Lena, she said, lips tight. You're a wife, not some old maid. I bit my tongue, murmuring, yes, ma'am. The weight of her judgment settling on me like damp earth. At the table, I slid beside James, hoping for a glance, a word. He ignored me, chatting with his family as if I were a ghost. My hands clenched under the table. I'd given him my heart, my years, and he treated me like a prop. Then his cousin Marcus grinned across at me. Lena Howe's married light, peeping James in line. The room hushed, eyes on me. I forced a smile, voiced steady. Doing my best, that's a wife's job, right? Laughter broke out, but James's stare was cold, expectant, not kind. The night dragged, each minute a wait. It spent years swallowing my hurt, keeping peace for a family that didn't see me. But something cracked when James's father, Henry, boomed about tradition. A woman's role is to serve her man, he said, voice like gravel. The older men nodding back. Then wives knew their placino, arguing, just obedience. My stomach twisted. His words, sharp as thorns. I deplayed that part, shrinking myself, silencing my dreams for a man who barely noticed. Tonight, after his disregard, I couldn't stay quiet. Maybe back then, I said. Voice low but firm, but times change. Marriage should be equal, not a throne to bow to. The table froze, stares piercing. James tensed his grip, widening on his fork. Lena, he hissed, watch yourself. I met his eyes. Maybe you should know me before I could blink. His hand cracked across my face. The slap rang out, time stalling as pain bloomed on my cheek. Gasps echoed, but no one moved. My breath caught shock, giving way to fury. H never hit me before, but this was the truth of him. James loomed unapologetic. You talk too much, he muttered, turning back to his plate. Margaret pursed her lips, Henry sighed, and the rest sat mute. Their silence choked me worse than the blow. I stood, chair scraping, voice a whisper, excuse me. I fled to the bathroom, locking the door, tears spilling as I touched the tender mark. How had I let it come to this? I excused his coldness, convinced myself love would fix him. But this wasn't lovey, it was a cage. My phone buzzed. My sister Lena. What happened? Family chats blowing up. Did he hit you? Her voice shook. I rasped, yes. The word burning, he hit me. Silenced, then that's not love. Get out, her words, struck deep. Leave it, thought it before. But fear of failing, of judgment, kept me chained. Now staring at my reflection, I saw it. Staying would destroy me. I had to save myself. Sleep evaded me that night. Memories clawing free his dismissive silences. The way HTT twist my words, claiming I was too needy. HTT controlled our money too, doling it out like I was a kid, mocking my wants. The slap was just the loudest wound. Morning brought resolve. I couldn't live like this. James saw me as a thing to own, not a person. I called Claire. I'm leaving, I said, voice trembling but sure. I don't know how, but I'm done. She exhaled. Good. Start small, stash cash, document everything. Hell. Fight dirty. Her words lit a fire. It'd be smart, not broken. Days became a tightrope. I smiled at James, cooked his meals, played the part. But secretly, I opened a hidden account, slipping in bits of grocery money. I recorded his rants nights. You're nothing without me. Snapped photos of bank statements showing HTT hoarded funds. He thought me weak. Prove him wrong. Then he struck first, checking our joint account. I froze as Arrow H drained it overnight. I stormed to him, phone shaking in my hand. "What is this?" he smirked. "Adjusting his tie. My money, Lena. I know you've been sneaking around." "So I fixed it," rage surged. But I smiled, cold and slow. "Predictable," I said, walking away as his grin faltered. He thought aged one, but my secret stash. My evidence had handed me the last push. I wasn't his anymore.